consider today's gathering a very important one is that when these kind of critical scientific information, tools are learned, transferred, and eventually deployed to prevent the situation that I've just described, we'll be living in a better world. We'll be living in a world where you do not allow things that should have been prevented to now get out of control.
ATPS is a transdisciplinary network of researchers, policymakers, civil society actors, and the private sector actors that promotes the generation, the dissemination, the use, and mastery of science, technology, and innovation for Africa's development, for environmental sustainability, and for global inclusion. ATPS works through national chapters located in 30 countries with our headquarters here in Nairobi, Kenya. We also have plans to extend to other parts of Africa, but we have institutional partnerships across the 54 countries of Africa.
Policymakers, the researchers, and the end users coming together to talk about this critical issue, and the cross-fertilization of ideas will be very, very useful. And I think it's something that we need to encourage.
Since 2016, ATPS members spread across the entire African continent have been meeting at national levels, at regional levels, at continental levels to find out what are the priority areas that Africans themselves will discover or will pursue to achieve sustainability.
We've had trainings of policymakers. We have trained researchers, we've trained end users across the country, and we have created a lot of networks between African countries on the issue of climate change. So it's not something you now talk about doing domicile in a country. You find that actors are now beginning to collaborate between one country and another.
We have been able to identify 4 key sectors that they want, the mandate the stakeholders have given us to pursue: agriculture, food and nutrition, to ensure that we have enough food and that is nutritious, that will also be accessible to the people and will also be available for people to utilize for healthy living. The second pillar is on energy, mostly from renewable energy. You are aware that over 2/3 of Africans live without access to energy. That is over 620 million Africans live without access to energy. Third pillar that we have, climate change and environment. And that is where the project today sits properly. Bridging climate information gaps to strengthen capacities for informed decision making. So how can we capacitate, how can we enhance decision making at policy level, at practitioner level, at research level with climate information that will enable policymakers to say, okay, we need policy to ensure that we protect our people from the impacts of climate change. Research people will be able to undertake research activities that will feed into policy making. So we call it evidence-informed policy making. The last pillar is our health innovation system. Of course, we know that health is wealth. And if health is wealth, we must advance the issue of developing systems, innovations, technologies, and deploying them to ensure that we all are healthy. Because if we all are healthy, we'll be able to do meaningful work. And if we work, we'll be able to get resources, food, and that is the 4 key pillars that ATPS are pursuing in the next 5 years, given to us by our stakeholders across the 54 countries of Africa.
The government of Kenya has worked very, very closely with the ATPS for a while, mainly supporting their policy development systems and also supporting the climate information dissemination programs that the African Center for Technology and Policy Studies has been promoting.
ATPS hopes to use science, technology, and innovation to achieve sustainable development in Africa. Because we know that most of the countries that have developed from the West or the global North have done so using science, technology, and innovation. So we want to toe the same path, considering that technology, innovation, science is what is separating countries from developed and developing or underdeveloped. So we want to be in the league of developed countries, because if we can harness the potentials that science, technology, and innovation present, then Africa will be able to leapfrog development and transit into a knowledge-based economy that is able to feed themselves, that will be able to enable Africa to solve our poverty problems, energy problems, food security problems, and so on and so forth.